Let's first start with a sound check. If we can have everybody just give me a Y or whatever you want to give me. So let me know that you can hear me. Because what we're going to do today is some pretty cool stuff. Not going to sell you anything. I'm towards the end of my career. I'm not selling you anything. I'm 51 years old. I live a good life. Now, we're going to give a couple more minutes for the individuals. There's always, late people. And some people live on the late side. But the question, the whole emphasis about what we're going to talk about today is what's price action. And the funny thing is, my definition of price action, just like my entire methodology, is nowhere to be found. Unless, of course, someone learns the methodology, or they're in the call room, or so on and so forth. And I want to give you my definition of what price action is, and we're going to look at the market, and we're going to spend some time at the market. This is the market in real time, okay? But I will ask, okay? You don't know me. Trust me, you don't know me, number one. And number two, you don't know my method. And number three, you don't know how to protect a trade, get into a trade, get out of a trade, and so on and so forth. Please put, if you're using NinjaTrader, go into a demo mode, okay? Please go into a demo mode, because what I'm about to show you is pretty cool stuff, okay? Pretty cool stuff. We're going to start officially in 2 minutes, and I'm going to give you my definition of what price action is. And my definition of what price action is how you utilize it and how you can be a successful trader. Lots of work. Trading's tough. 30 years in the futures market, me. Stock market, I started when I was 13 and a half years old. And I always felt like I was that kid who was so smart. You make a lot of mistakes when you think you know everything. It's never a good way to start out. Made my share of great mistakes, and I made my share of great successes. Thankfully, the great successes outweigh the great mistakes. Big time. So right before we're about to start, and some of the other guys who are going to be coming in a little later are going to ask themselves, oh, what did I miss? What did I miss? Ask yourself this question. When I get into a trade, do I know why I am getting into a trade? These are all rhetorical questions, but I want you to think about the question itself. Do I know why I'm getting into this trade? Do I know how I'm going to manage that trade? Do I know where the expectation for that trade, where's it going to go? Where could it go? And how do I get there? For 97% of all traders, they have no idea. They have no idea. Or you take a trade, you get lucky, you make a couple points, go, wow, that's really good. That's great. But is it? You have to ask yourself this question, and we're going to start in earnest in 30 seconds. I need to learn how to get into a trade. I need to learn how to manage the trade. I need to know how to scale out of the trade. I cannot be an all or nothing trader. And I must believe in whatever methodology you're using. And if you currently have a methodology that's successful, that's great. What I'm about to show you today may help you. And if you have a successful methodology, beautiful. I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear successful people. Love to hear about successful people. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start. Write this down. Sam Goldberg says, and for those who don't know me or haven't been in one of my millions webinars over the years, and I've only done maybe 3 webinars in the last 3 years, something like that. Just don't do them too much anymore. Do not take my excitement that I still have after all of these years, 30 years, and take it for anything other than that. Okay, sometimes I come off in a certain way because I'm very excited and I'm a pretty sure guy about who I am and what I represent. Okay, so don't feel as though there's ever an attack on you. Some people do feel that way at times because they do get extremely excited. What is price action? What is Sam Goldberg's definition of price action? If you're ready, just give me a quick why. If you're ready, just give me a quick why. I have plenty of time, guys. I'm in no hurry. If you're ready, just give me that quick why. I'm not going to sit there like everybody else does and call out names. And there's Jimmy and Joey and Frankie and Timmy. They just bought good. Give me a phone. Well, I'm not going to do any of that. I don't do that stuff. Okay, I don't play those little stupid games. My goal today is to show you some cool stuff. All right? Price action, according to me, since the beginning, is created by retail traders buying or selling the market and students of Futures Trading Coach will do the opposite. Wow, that's deep. It's not over. It's not over. Think about this, guys. We're still on price action. Hopefully you have that written down. Everything I do is extemporaneous. Okay? Most people in here, just like even professionals do it, and they're wrong, but they have a lot more money to do different things. Buy support, right? Most people buy support and sell resistance. Agreed? Most people do that. Right? Most people do that. It will never work, ever work in the long term. Ever work in the long term. How many people agree with what I just said? I'm talking about as a day trader. I'm not talking about as a position trader. I'm talking about looking at a 3-minute chart and trading off of a 3-minute chart. How many people agree with that statement? Say I don't agree or I agree. That most people buy support, sell resistance. How many people agree with that? Or you can just say disagree, or you can say DIS, whatever you want to say. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't work. I'm going to show you some. I'm going to show you some really cool stuff. Again, we're not in any hurry. I'm not in a hurry. I got plenty of time. I got plenty of time. Okay. So everybody agrees with that. Let me show you something. And you may know, you may not know, but The question isn't so much if you know what I'm about to tell you or if you don't know. It's about whether or not you have what it takes to have taken the trade. Are you ready for this? Right? Are you ready for this? So when the market came down here, now I have a question before anybody starts asking questions for this. How many people would agree that where I just put that line, that arrow, excuse me, that's support? How many people would agree with that? Just give me a yes or a no. How many people would agree where I put that arrow that that's support? And I'll prove it to you as well. How many people would agree that retail traders are buying there? How many retail traders would agree? That's exactly right. Okay. Now we have somebody in here, Jimmy D, who's saying no. Okay. So you would have probably 90+% of all retail traders buying there. What would we be doing? Okay. We would be selling. Now, how do you know people are buying there? When you look at this chart, how do you know people are buying there? Can anybody tell me? Other than the huge wick? Can anyone tell me, how do you know that individuals are buying where that arrow is? You can't. It goes back to, how do I know how to get into a trade, to take a trade, to have the guts, the gall to take a trade? Market keeps coming down. So you're talking about all the way from 0375, this market's down already 10 points. Is it going to back up? Probably. Is it going to pull back? You guys all know what a pullback is, right? That's another thing. People know what a pullback is, and they go, well, then what do I do then? Right? What do I do then? So not that many people answered the question. Right here. Not too many people. I asked the question, how many people believe that retail traders were buying right there? You know, only a handful and a half of people answered that question. Really? Would you have bought there? And I'll tell you what, Jimmy, I like how you're out on the limb there. I appreciate that. Okay? Okay. So then the market keeps coming down. And hey, is that Mark? Mark, we have a student here. Mark, how you doing, brother? So then the market keeps coming down, right? The market keeps coming down, and it comes down to 39.50. Does anybody know what 39.50 is right here? Does anybody know what 39.50 is right there? Dave, Jeremy, Jimmy, Mark, Preet, Rich, Robert, Leslie, William. That's page 1. No, it's not support. It's a power play. It's a power play. Now, what is a power play? Only one person in here would know. A power play is an opportunity either to get long or short, depending on what's happening in the market, based on the methodology that I developed 30 years ago. Good. Now, very good, guys. Very good. What happens if the market comes back down here? If the market comes back down here, what happens? What's going to happen? Quickly, what's going to happen before it comes back down? What happens if the market comes back down there? What happens if the market comes back down here to 33.50? And let's say you had 6 contracts. What would you do? Thank you, Jeremy. 100% correct. Retailers will buy there. You're 100% correct. And what does that mean? It means that the market could go up to maybe 2 points before it would come down. So you can ask me, well, gee, Sam, what would I do with something like that? Let's say you had six contracts. You're going to put 2 on right at 33.50. You would put 2 on at 34, which is 2 ticks higher. And then you would put 2 more on at 34.50. And we're talking price action now. We're not talking, a power play. We're not talking about an S play or an RS play or an understanding trade. Okay? We're talking about a very sophisticated understanding of price action. So if it comes down, or when it comes down to 33.50, again, for those who came late, please be on a simulator, okay? Please be on your simulator. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. I don't know you. You don't know me, okay? So if it comes back to 33.50, and you were trading 6, you'd buy 2 at 33.50, 2 at 34, and 2 1 point higher at 34.50. Now, where would your stop be? Can anybody tell me where your stop would be? You probably don't know, and that's fine. Where do you think your stop would be? Where would your stop be? Where would your stop be? Where would your stop be? How can it be at 31.50? That doesn't make any sense. Where would your stop be? Where would your stop be? Stop. Where would your stop be, meaning that the trade failed? Where would your stop be? Okay. If you got in at 33.50, your last entry is what, guys? Your last entry would be 30 what? It's right up here. 34.50. 2 points above 34.50 is what? 36.50. So if it came up to 36.50, that would be it. If it came up to 36.50, which would be 2 points above. Okay, it's sort of like a tricky type of question. Okay, sort of like a tricky type of question. Now, with this type of situation, let's say it prints 33.50. Okay, let's say it prints 33.50 and goes down more than 1 tick. Guess how many contracts you're stuck with? Because you can't put any more on. You're stuck with 2. Because what we want to see is we want to see 33.50, and we want to see it start backing up to 34, get some more goodies on, and a little bit higher. Because the more that these people buy, the more money I make. Okay? Now, right now, the market's pulling back, and that's fine. It's going to do one of two things. It's going to pull back to somewhere between 40 to 40.5, okay? Or it's going to come back down to our 33.50. And what happens if it comes down to 33.50 on your simulator? What would you have an opportunity to do? The same thing that you had an opportunity to do here at 43.75. This is the exact same trade. It just happens to be 10 points lower. Now, as we're waiting for this to occur to get down to 33.50, or possibly up to 40, I want some questions from you guys. Ask me some questions. I don't have a damn thing to sell you. Questions you have for me as we're waiting for this to happen. Waiting is a difficult part of trading. David, Jeremy, Jimmy, Mark, Preet, Rich, Robert, Wesley, William B, and William M. Any questions? Any questions you have? Shoot them out. And as some people are putting in a question, actually exactly one, always ask yourself that same question. How do I know how to get into a trade, how to get out, how to manage, and so on and so forth? Well, Wesley, that's a great question. I don't know if have you done the free trial? Have you done our 10-day free trial? Get ready, and on your simulator, if it comes down to 33.50, pretend you're trading 6 contracts, which isn't a lot, but pretend you're trading 6 contracts. You'd put 2 on at 33.50, 2 on at 34, and then 2 more on at 34.50. But if it goes down before, it goes down 2 ticks before, you're stuck with 2 contracts. You did the 10-day trial, so you should know. How long ago did you do it? And what happened? Keep an eye on this 33.50. The reality is most people in here have done the 10-day free trial. And the question I always have for you, is there any other program out there that offers a 10-day free trial? I'll answer that for you. No. So you answered your own question, Wes, right? I mean, let's be frank about this. I used a demo account, which is smart. I made money overall. Okay. See, when you have a good methodology and you're in a 10-day free demo, no credit card, none of that silly stuff, right? Right? We're not selling real estate. None of that silly stuff. Think about it. If the method wasn't great, we do what everybody else does, give 2 days, and then have some guy in the room, sitting there instant messaging you saying, hey, look, I need your phone number, I need your blood type, right? All that type of stuff. They pressure you. You got to give all this or we're going to have to kick you out of the room, right? You've had that happen before because that's the way these places are. That'll never happen with us because we don't do that. So right now, what are we looking for, guys? We're looking for one of two things. Potentially the market pulls back to 29.40 or comes down to 33.50 and you're able to start to get short. Period. Anything else? It's a guess. Does everyone understand that? Anything else right now is a total guess. And I don't care what you're doing. I'm trying at the very least to open everyone's eyeballs. Because so many people do have them closed. And then they blow out accounts and accounts and accounts. You know, trading your method, whatever your method may be. And truthfully, there's no reason for that. Again, for those who just came in, please make sure you're on your demo, your simulator, okay? And you know, the sad part, as we're waiting for the market to come down to 33.50 to begin getting short on our demo, most people can't even make money on their demo because they're not disciplined. And people always ask me, they go, well, do you teach discipline? You can only teach so much of it, right? It's like people who smoke. I don't have anything against people who smoke. As long as they're not smoking next to me, because then we got a problem. But what am I? I'm going to be the one that tells them to stop smoking? No. Can I tell you what you shouldn't be doing in trading? Heck yeah. Can you learn how to trade successfully? Absolutely. But what can't you do? Let's say you learn the method, right? Let's say you learn the method, or you go into the 10-day free trial with Rick, and maybe you join the call room, maybe you don't. You know, maybe you keep going from one place to the other. What can I certainly tell you? You're not going to find anything better. So Wes, the question I have for you, which is a normal question, what happened? What happened? Everybody's got a story, right? I got a story. You know, we all got stories. We all have stories. But what happened? So for those who just came in on demo, on your demo account, if it comes down to 33.50, we're saying that you would be a 6-contract trader. Okay. Well, there's ways to curtail that, Wesley. Okay, there's ways to curtail that. And that's when you would obviously want to, you know, learn the method. There's ways to fix that. Okay, and that's by staggering. You know, by staggering in. But here's a more important question. Why were you trading 10 contracts on your simulator? Didn't you want to see the validity of the method? I mean, to me, after 30 years, that doesn't do anything. That wouldn't do anything for me if all of a sudden, you know, I was trying to trade and I went into some room and I'm trading 10 contracts. Well, just doesn't make, to me, it doesn't make any sense. If anything, it's not going to make me feel good because you're trading 10 contracts. It's a lot of money. And I think that's a great organization, OneUp Trader, by the way. I think it's a fantastic organization. To try to get funded. So, great question. Wesley Wesley's a very upfront, honest guy. I don't know if I spoke with you or not, or you just dealt with Rick, who's obviously in the room right now with us. But for everyone who's in here right now, and I'm the first person to always tell you this, This is not a business where you're struggling to pay your bills. I'm not saying Wesley is, I'm just saying in general. It's not a business where, you're struggling to pay your rent, your mortgage, your child support, or any of those things. This is the type of business you have to be able to afford it. Why? Because the pressure associated with trading is immense. It could be extremely stressful. Whether you know exactly what you're doing or you have no idea what you're doing, it can be extremely stressful. Right, the market's dancing around right now, and that's what's happening. It's a great question. Right? You don't want to be on the wrong end of that dance. Right? You don't want to be on that wrong end of the dance. So Wes, it was more of, and this obviously a lot of people are in your category here. Okay, a lot of people are in your category, and I appreciate that. So you were using Rick to try to pass the one up, right? And you said you were getting some slippage, correct? That's tough to do. That's tough to do. Very, very. Okay, so ES and CRA, you weren't getting slippage on those. Well, then you just have to wait for the ES. That's the thing. But what you really want to think about is this. Instead of doing that $100,000 one that they have, maybe you do a $50,000 one, right? And you go down maybe to 4 contracts. I know they allow you up to 6, but maybe you go to 4. See, the problem with demo, okay, it's always the case. Now, what we're talking about here, if you have 6 contracts and it comes down to 33.50, and you put 2 on to 33.50, and if it pulled back to 34, you would put 2 more on, and if it pulled back to 34.50, you would put 2 more on. Okay? And what happened with the account, Wesley? And you're going to say, well, gee, Sam, if that happens, where would you expect the market to go? Right around 30.75, possibly lower. If it comes down to 33.50, okay, I would expect it to potentially go as high as 34.50, and then come down to 30.50. I still. Okay. When did they put that into effect? So are you trading on your own now? On your own, though? Let's keep an eye and see what this does. Again, we have time. If you have time, I have time for you guys. Okay. Do you think you know what you're doing, or you feel like you know what you're doing? So guys, everybody, what are we looking for? We're looking to see if the market does one of two things. If it comes up here, right, to 29.40, or if it comes down to 33.50. Are you able to pay your bills there, Wes, on that? Nah, we don't use any of those things. We don't use volume or any of that silly stuff. It's all silly stuff. It's after the fact. The market's either going to stop at right around the 40 area, or it's going to come down as 33.50. Right. So really what you should do, Wesley, if that's the case, because I've worked with a lot of doctors, actually. Attorneys, different story. If you really want to learn, then you have to spend money, right? You got to spend money. Because like I've told a couple other people, and they know who they are here, you're never going to figure it out on your own. And that's not me being cute. It's like you go to law school, and you go to law school, you learn something, and then the average attorney, and there's over 1 million of them in this country, in the United States, they hate what they do after a little while. Then they usually go bye-bye and go into something else, open a sandwich shop or something. So we're looking, guys, now to see if this comes down to 33.50 at this juncture, or what it may do up there around the 40 area. There's no impetus right now, if I may say so, for the market to do much of anything, and that's why it's not doing much. What kind of attorney are you, Wes? Personal injury, constitutional law, what kind of attorney? In-house? Okay. So we know you have a lot of free time in your hands. So right now, guys, what we're looking for is we're looking for this to potentially come down to 33.50, and then we're able to get short. But we want to see what it's going to do up there right around 29.40. I've always said in my life, Time is the one thing I can't get back. And thankfully, I have a lot of time to do what I want to do. We get a little bit older. I'm 51 now. I don't know how old you are, Wes. We're having a nice discussion in here. I'm 51 years old. Probably look more like I'm 40, maybe. Take great care of myself. Keep my stress low. You're a young guy. You're 39 years old. You need to love what you do. You also need to make a living. The problem is sometimes we do what we really don't want to do, and we do pretty well at it. I'm sure you're doing okay as an attorney, right? Not too many attorneys I know who are starving. But then you get that ulcer thing, and you get that, in the chest thing. A lot of stress. Different type of stress. And that's when you really need to do something else in life. But you don't have the tools. Again, for those guys who are just coming in, if it comes down to, make sure you're on a demo. If we come down to 29.33.50, we would buy two. We would sell two. I would buy two. We would sell two. Excuse me. Oh my God. We would sell two at 33.50. Sell two at 34. Two at 34.50. Does anybody know what that's called? It begins with an L. That would be a blank. It would be laddering into a trade. Laddering, L-A, okay? Laddering into a trade. It's in a really, really tough area. Market's not doing a darn thing here. Wes, does that make sense? Does that make sense? And I know one thing, there's a lot of attorneys in Texas. There's a lot of attorneys outside of Philadelphia and inside of Philadelphia too. There's a lot of attorneys everywhere. So here's a question for everybody. A very aggressive trade would be is if it came up to 39.25, if it came up to 39.25, okay? If this thing comes up to 39.25, showing you something that potentially may happen. If this comes up to 39.25 and comes back to 850 before going any higher, that would give us an opportunity to go what? Long. Now that wouldn't be a long, Jimmy. That would be a potential short, Jim. The 40 would be a potential short, not long. It's a little bit more intrinsic. No, yeah, no worries. I never said long. It would be a little bit more intrinsic based on my methodology. No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Again, if it comes down to 33.50 on your demo, you could go short 33.50. If it comes up to 34.50, you can put two more on. 34, excuse me, and then 34.50, two more on. Market's not doing anything. And this is why you're patient. When there's nothing to do, we do nothing. All right? And not a problem. So if it comes down to 33.50 on your demo account, we're looking to go short 2. If it comes up to 34 before it keeps going down, we'll pick up 2 more, then 34.50, 2 more. We start taking profits at a point. Now again, right now the market's in between a couple things. So if it comes back to 39.25 and comes back to 38.50, that would be actually a long. If it comes back up here to 39.25 and would come back to 38.50, we would have a long. So I'm showing you potentials, or maybe permutations and combinations and probability. And there is a chance if it got to 39.25, pulls back a little bit, 3/4 of a point, there is a chance this thing could blast off. Right now, what are we looking for, guys, to go short 33.50? All right, that's what's on the table right now. But it's having trouble getting past that 36.50.
Are you ready?
That's up there. And we know exactly why that is. But there's still nothing to do. We're looking to get short 33.50. We have any aggressive demo traders here? Any aggressive demo traders here? Yes? No? There would be one other thing to do, and that would be 34.50 short. And that would be done the same way, 34.50, 35, 35.50. Is everybody with me? This would be a little bit more aggressive, but it may turn out to be a more lucrative trade, maybe a 5-point trade, 6-point, 7-point trade. We always start taking profits at a point. But it's having trouble getting past this right, my line right there. Right? I put it in manually. How many people would rather go short 34.50? Give me a quick why. 34.50, give me a quick why.
My name is Walter Hartwell.
On your demo.
I live at
Give me a quick why. 34.50. Okay, great. Come on, everybody.
Arroyo Lane.
Come on, everybody. 34.50. So 34.50, 35, 35.50. Or, if you really wanted to wait for the 33.50, now you can. Now you're going to say, Sam, hold on, what changed? There's a lot that just changed. But let's see, okay? We'll look at both. And again, if this were to come up here, if this were to come up to 39.25, we would want it just to pull back to 38.50 on your demo account, and you would have a hard stop 2 points below 38.50, which would be what? 36.50. Capiche? Everybody understand that? Thank you. I just want to make sure everybody understands. So there's lots of opportunities that are so close to happening, but right now we're in the middle of them all. One is you can go short 34.50, and then if it comes up to 35 and 35.50, 2 and 2, or you can wait for 33.50, then it'll be 33.50, 34, 34.50. Or if it comes up to 39 quarter, right here, then we can wait for it to pull back to 38.50 and get long. That's a lot of stuff. That's pretty cool. So you're probably saying, how do you know all these areas? Again, what's my definition? You don't have to answer it. You know, because I already gave it to you. What is my definition of price action? I'll tell you again, very quickly, my definition of price action is where the average trader is going to be buying or selling the market, normally at support or resistance, and we will do the opposite if all conditions are met. So if this goes up to 39 quarter, pulls back to 8.50, we would go long. And you do it on your demo account. Is everyone with me? Give me an amen. Is everyone with me? Is everyone listening? All right. Let's see what's going to happen. Amen is right. Amen is right. We're going to find out sooner rather than later what's going to happen here. $34.50. But if it comes up here and says hello at 39 quarter, pulls back immediately to 38.50, then your stop's 2 points below that 38.50, which is 36.50. Let's see what happens. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited to see. Let's see what happens. Rich, what was that? I didn't see it. What did you put in there? You know, and as we're waiting here, this is always a tough time for many traders, almost every trader, because they start to get nervous. They start to get anxious. Oh, I didn't see it. It's too darn small. Okay, I opened it up. I see it now. I'm part of the tribe. It's all good. All right, let's see what happens here. 34.50. Let's see what happens. What's going to happen? Does everybody know what they would do? Just give me a quick why if you know what you would do on your demo. Does everybody know what they would do with whatever situation occurs? Yes or no? David, Jeremy, Jimmy, everybody. Does everybody? Okay, good. I just want to make sure. See what's going to happen. Got to wait for a setup. We know what we're going to do, but we got to wait for it to happen. All right, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. See what's going to happen here. What's going to happen? Good, Rich, good. You know, that's the idea. If you know what to expect when there's something to expect, it makes like trading a lot less stressful. But the problem is very few people know how to get into a trade, why they're getting into a trade. And I'm the first one to tell you, am I a patient person? No. Am I patient as a trader? Yes. Because I know what the alternative is. So again, if it comes up to 39 quarter and pulls back to 38.50 quickly, then there's an opportunity to go long. If it pulls back to 34.50, one could start going short up to 35.50. And if it comes down to 33.50 and you're already short 34.50 or 35, wherever that is at the time, well, then you see. And I believe we potentially could get down to 30.50 if all that happens, or maybe lower. You know, patience is huge. Patience, discipline, whatever you want to call it, it's big. So if you got in at 34.50, right? If you got in at 34.50, if it comes down to 34.50, your last two contracts would be on a 35.50 if it pulled up, and your stop would be at 37.50, 2 points above your last entry. Does everybody understand that? Because when something happens here, even though you're on demo, I want you to understand that. I don't want you to sit there, oh, you know, all that silly stuff, right? That's why in the 10-day free trial, it's so exciting to watch so many trades. And Richard does a magnificent job. You know why he does a magnificent job? Because he knows the method inside and out. That's why. So we're looking for 34.50, ladies and gentlemen, to what? Everybody, 34.50 to get what? Everybody, come on. Let's have some fun. Don't be so serious. Lighten up a little bit. 34.50 to get what? Short at 34.50. That's right. You start taking profits at a point. And once it moves, there we go, get ready, 34.50. And once it moves a point in our favor, you would have a sell stop in here on your demo, right? 34. That's 34.50. You're going to start taking profits at 33.50. At 33.50, you're going to start taking profits. Okay. 33.50. Not yet. 33.50. Let's see what happens. You start taking profits at 33.50. See what happens. There we go. Free trade. May get down to my 30.50. Go to entry now with whatever you have left. Take some more off at 2 points, okay? Go to entry with whatever you have left. You should be in entry now. There you go. There's 2 points. Go to entry. You got 2 points made on your demo, and it may make it down to 30.50. Let's see what happens, okay? So all the retailers now got stopped out. That would have been you before. So let's see what's going to happen. Maybe it gets down to 30.50. You got 2 points made, and you're in entry. Is everybody with me? Everybody understand what we're talking about? We were patient. We waited. We potentially get down to 30.50. Let's see what happens. We waited a full hour for something to happen. Wow. All right, so we got 2 points made on our demo. All right, and we're going to see. Maybe it makes it down to 30.50. Maybe lower. But we're at entry right now. All right, we're at entry with whatever we have left. If it goes to 34.50, the trade's over. But pre-booked 2 points of pretend money. And let's see if it can get down to 30.50. Now, as we're watching this, are there any questions? If it comes back to 34.50, the trade's over. As we're watching this, you shouldn't be like all revved up. You should just be doing and seeing and watching. Any questions about what's going on? Any questions about what's going on? You got 2 points made. If it comes back to 34.50, the trade's over. If it keeps coming down, you keep making money. Not a bad gig. Let's see what happens. If it comes back to 32, I would say I'd be very shocked if it doesn't come down to the 30.50. If it doesn't come back to the 32, it's going right back up. Is that a new trade? No. We're still in this trade. There's no new trade. Let's see what happens. If it goes to 34.50, the trade's over. With you making 2 points on your demo. 30.50 is a hard target. But at this point, it needs to come back to 32 for that to happen. Now we'll see what happens. And as we're watching to see if we can get any more out of this, any questions? Because if you don't have any questions, we got problems. You guys can ask me questions. That's why I'm here. I'm here to try to help you. I may need help in other places, but I sure as hell don't need them in training. David, Jeremy, Jimmy, Mark, Preet, Rafa, Rich, Robert, Wesley, William, B, William, M. Any questions? Gotta have a question. Or comment, thought, any of that stuff. Because I knew that's where retailers would be buying, Rich. Great question. I knew that retailers would be buying at 34.50. That's why that candle's so big. Well, that's stuff you get to learn if you learn the methodology. I don't want to act like a dick, but it's what it is. People spend a lot of money to learn the methodology. Okay, so this trade would be over now because it came up to 34.50, which is the entry. Trade's over. You made 2 points. Now, it's not about making the 2 points. It's about the discipline that it took. Would everyone agree with me that it was about the discipline that you took? Yes or no? I mean, discipline's huge. Discipline's huge. And it's not easy. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. No, that's what it has to be, Preet. You know, that's exactly right. Discipline and patience. Yep. There's just no other way to do it. Trading is not easy, but we have simplified it in an unbelievable fashion. Again, trading is not easy. It never will be easy. But it's simplified in a way where if you listen, you learn, you go to the call room, you join the call room, there's a pretty good chance it could change your life. Now, if you're like Wes, who's an attorney, he's pretty busy with his day job, right? He's pretty busy. He's got a lot of stress in that, right? So, you know, somebody like he obviously should learn the methodology immediately. Because we all know that if we have too much pressure in our life, it can take a toll on our body. So I have a few questions for you guys. And they're questions that try to make you the best trader you can be. Number one, Rich is going to write these down. Okay? Okay, the first question is, and it could be yes, no, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Who's interested in learning the method? It's $8,997. For the average person, that's a lot of money, right? For the average person, that's a lot of money. You know, if you're making $40,000 or $50,000 a year, forget it. I won't even let you learn the damn method. Okay? Now, Rich, can you write that? You got that for Wes? Okay, be honest, guys. It's fine if you say no. That's not a big deal. There's only one yes. That's fine. Okay. All right. So we got one yes. You know, maybe Wes wants to learn, maybe he doesn't. All right, close. Now, next question. Like I said, I'm not trying to sell you anything. What I'm trying to do is change your life. If that's what you want. You're in here. There's a reason you're here. Just trying to type here. I'm not the best typer. Okay. And so as people are answering this question, do you see where we got out of that last trade, guys? We got out exactly where we got in. Do you see, does everyone see that? I apologize for asking this question at the same time, but do you see how we got out of the trade instead of sitting there and trying to do silly things? Does everyone see that? Because now, if that was the case, you would have given back everything you made. Right? If everybody can answer this, that would be really, really, really great. Who wants to join the call room? On average, Richard's calling between 40 and 60 calls a month. Could be more, could be less, doesn't matter. The bottom line is the call room should probably be $1,000 a month. And that's still too inexpensive. But we go back to the same scenario, the average person, right? We're trying to help the average person who's trying to become a trader or wants to become a trader. It's a good feeling to be a trader, but it's not a good feeling to lose as a trader, right? It's not a good feeling. All right? David, Jeremy, Rafa, Rich, Wes, William B, William M, no? Okay, so we have two individuals on page 1 who are interested in maybe joining the call room. Okay. And we have one person who's interested in learning the methodology. Now, Wes, let me ask you a question. Right? Because obviously you see I don't run my webinars like everyone else does in some kind of format where they have the slides and all the silly stuff. Would you like me to contact you? If so, just shoot out your phone number. Okay. Okay. No, that's fine. Well, now you're being honest with yourself. Of course you are. You're working. If you shoot out your phone number, you want me to contact you, let me know when you want me to contact you. We could talk about it. Let's see if you're a fit. That's fine. I'm the only one who could see it. Richard and I are the only one who could see it. You guys can't see anyone else who's in here. Shoot out the best phone number. I'll be more than happy to contact you. The methodology is extremely objective. And sometimes we take trades that are more aggressive. And a more aggressive trade is a trade that's usually going against the trend or going maybe against just a little part of a true setup. When that occurs, or if you're in the call room, Richard, somebody's going to say, hey, this is a little bit more aggressive. And unless you're up X amount of dollars, whatever that number is, you're probably not going to take it, right? You're probably not going to take it. So you have to ask yourself those questions. For the most part, the trades are exactly what I just showed you, okay? And if you knew the methodology, everyone who's in here, except the two winners who just left, you would have been short right here if you were a student, on your own, because I'm not working in the afternoons, at 12:12, and then you'd be short again at 12:27, and then you'd be short again if you were a trader at 13:33. Period. I hope what I've gone after with you guys and for you guys makes some sense. Okay, I'm not going to give away any even a minuscule amount of the methodology in here, but I wanted to try to show you something. Then we had to wait with patience and discipline and so on and so forth. Not easy to do. But this is what we do. And on average, we're going to get in the DNA room, we're going to get off 4 to 6 trades a day in the morning. Same thing in the call room. But more importantly than that is this. We have fun doing it, guys. We have fun doing it. And if you're not having fun, it gets old. It gets old. I get corporate people who contact me all the time. Nice people. They mean well. You know, they mean well. And they contact me. Hey, Sam, I've been trying to trade. I respect it. I've been trying to trade for 10 years, blah, blah, blah. And I just can't figure it out. And I go over the method, go over thing, talk to them and say, well, what are you doing? They tell me. So, well, it's really not what you're supposed to do. They go, well, obviously I know that because it's not working. Okay. And they said, well, how much is it going to cost? Right? Right? How much is it going to cost? I don't care how good it is, just how much is it going to cost, which I never understand. Right? If you're in the corporate world, you must be making some kind of money, right? You must be earning a paycheck, right? Getting that health insurance at a discount and all that other stuff. Well, it's how much? $89.97. Is that $8,997? Yeah. Oh, wow, that's a lot of money. Well, what do you mean it's a lot of money? Well, to just learn? So I sit there and I scratch my head. Like, I went to college for 4 years, right? It was a hell of a lot more money than $8,997. And I'm thinking to myself, is it me? Or is it that person? It's a different story if you can't afford it. That's why I tell everyone, if you're not making 40, 50 plus $1,000 a year, don't bother learning the methodology. You can't afford to. And I don't want to take your money. I want you to learn. Go in the call room, right? At least that's only $247 for your first month, $347 for every month thereafter. You'll love that. You do what you can afford to do. Now, I want everyone to know this. If you need or want, it's not need, if you want to contact me, I'm giving you my cell number. Okay, now you're going to say, wow, he's probably giving me, a cell number for this or that. Right? That number that I just gave you is the only phone number I have. If you want to contact me, what I would need you to do is very simply do this. Text me. Say, hey, Sam, it's so-and-so. I was on your webinar, and can we speak on the phone? And you know what I'm going to say? Absolutely. But I just don't want the phone ringing off the hook because that makes me crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Is that fair, guys? Dave, is that fair? Jeremy, Preet, Rafa, Rich, Wes, William? I mean, is that fair? What I just said? I would love to hear from you. I want to hear your war stories. But more importantly, I want you to be successful. Now, guys, with that being said, you and I, we're done. But before you go, just for the fun of it, what happens if it comes back up here to 39.25? You think there's a chance it's going higher? How many people say yes? Let's say you put 2 on at 39.25 to go long, and then 2 at 1 point lower. Let's see what's going to happen. We'll give it 3 more minutes, because I got to run. We all have to run. Let's see what's going to happen real quick. Yes. Yes, Rich. It'll go right through it. Potentially 41, 41.50. But again, please, on your demo. On your demo. So you put 2 on at 39.25 to go long. And then if it comes down to 38.25, you would put 2 more to go long. And you would start taking profits at a point. I would love to hear from all of you, yes. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it goes to 39.25. I truly want everyone here to be a happy trader. You know. Because it's a toughie, man. It is a tough, tough, tough journey. Now look at where we got out, right? You made 2 points on your demo, came back to entry. That's where you would get out. Now, if you didn't get out, what would have happened? You'd be feeling pretty sad. You'd be feeling pretty sad. So we need to know how to manage a trade. And you get to learn all of that. Let's see if it goes up to that 39.25, because Preet can't wait to get long on the demo. And I dig it, Preet. I dig it. I like how you're thinking. All right, there you go. So Preet's long 39.25. If it comes down to 38.25, you put your other 2 on, then your average is what? 38.75, right? You start taking profits from your average, if that happens. Again, please make sure you're on demo. Where would your stop be? 2 points below your last entry if it happens, right, Preet? So 38.25, 36.25. Let me know when you're filled in at 38.25. Let me know when you're filled in at 38.25, because I don't think you would have been filled yet. Let me know when you're filled. And then as soon as you get filled at 38.25, okay, there you go. So now you have a hard stop at 36.25. You're going to start taking profits 1 point from your average, Jeremy, everybody, okay? 1 point from your average. Your average is 38.75, so 39.75, you start taking profits, okay? Let's see what happens here. This is a little bit more aggressive. No big deal. If it comes down to 36.25, the trade's over, and you have a losing trade, period. So you're going to start taking profits at 39.75. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. 39.75, you start taking profits. There's 39.50, 39.75. Bingo, free trade. That's going to have trouble getting above this 40. So what I want you to do is go to entry, your average entry, 38.75. Go to 38.75 with your stop. And this could go up to 41.50 if it gets enough energy. There it is, boom, 41.50. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Now, pretty cool. I'm talking, telling you where it's going. That's where it went. Any questions? Anybody else want to sit there and say they want to join the call room? I think in the last 3 years, I've done 2 webinars. If there's any more people who need to put a yellow on there, go ahead. So from 38.75, how far did that go? That was 39.25, 38.25. How far did that go? Great, Jeremy? Went over 3 points, correct? Went about 3 points, yeah? Fair to say, a few points? But what we're talking about is this, which is exciting. You just watched 2 winning trades, okay? You watched 2 winning trades. Whoop-de-doo. That's not the point. The point is the discipline that it takes to do what I do, what Rich does, what our hundreds of students do, what our hundreds of call room members do every single day. Why does it work? Why does it work? This isn't hocus pocus. This isn't smoke and frickin' mirrors. This isn't sitting there the whole time showing you slides with a frickin' motorboat or a yacht that's worth $28 million. That's not what this is about. This is giving you an opportunity to be an elitist in this business. You join the call room, you have an opportunity to change your life, your thinking. You learn the methodology, you change your life forever. I'm not the type of guy who's going to just agree with you. I'm going to challenge you. But I want what's best for you. I'm not the type of person who's going to just shovel crap down your throat. But when you do something correctly, I'm going to tell you, great job. And if you do something that's not, or you're correct because you're doing something, without thinking or without, using your patience, discipline, I may yell at you a little bit. But that comes from love. It doesn't come from anything else. Guys, you have my phone number. Please contact me. I would love to help you in any way, shape, or form. Thank you for giving me this time. Everyone, have a great day and contact me and enjoy your day. Thank you, guys.